My name is Leslie Kell. I am Mrs. Gladen's sister. I am so happy to be coming to y'all today on Career Day. I am a graphic designer and artist, so I'll be telling you a little bit about what I do in the next few minutes. This is a picture of me in my home studio. This is a picture of my family. This would be Mrs. Gladen's nephews and brother-in-law. My dog Frida and my two cats sitting there taking up my chair in my office. When I started out after school, after college, I was a painter and an illustrator. These are some samples of some things that I did back way before y'all were born. And I did these in acrylic paint and airbrush, and it was a lot of fun. As time went on, though, I found that I became a graphic designer. At that point, I set up an office in my home and started doing freelance design work. You can see a little bit of my studio there on the one side, and my cat Lefty. He's always a good assistant. So, as a designer, a lot of what I do are logos. These are some samples of some logos that I've done. You might recognize these STEM letters. I worked a lot with textbook publishers, and this was actually done for a textbook publisher and their STEM program. I've also worked with photographers and animal rescue, a health and wellness group. Here's big old jerk, beef jerky. And another client was a consulting client who did lots of career coaching. So as I went along also, I began working with Houghton Mifflin Harcourt. Y'all may have seen some of their books in your classrooms. These are design samples of catalog covers that I designed. Here's some biology and science books. I did the brochures that promote the programs. So I didn't do the covers of the books, I did the marketing materials that the publisher uses to send out to schools for adoptions. I did some work on a social studies program. Most of these were middle school, so a little bit above grade levels where y'all are. But it was a lot of fun, and I got to use my artistic skills. Here's a book cover and inside for another education company. Here are some other book covers. I did a cookbook called Fired Up. It was fun. Beer Across Texas, Wine Roads of Texas. Then there's a couple poetry books here I did the cover designs for. I also do a lot of spot illustrations. These are the little illustrations that you find in your textbooks when they're illustrating, a flower, a leaf, a bud, and a stem. It's just I do a lot of those. Those are a lot of fun for me. And then one day, I did a book cover for an English book. And when I did this book cover for the English book, I used a Photoshop composition that I wanted to look like a kaleidoscope. And it was so cool and so fun. You can see there's books and pens and little mouse right in here. And here's some books and some pens and little arrows kind of showing the tech. And this opened up a whole new possibility for me. And while I keep doing the graphic design work, I did my very first digital art piece. This is a piece I did. I went out in my backyard and I just took pictures of things. You can find a lizard right here. Here's a crazy stone frog. There's some flowers, some water lilies, leaves, cactus, and I put it all together into this kaleidoscope. And a friend of mine said, well, you should just print that out and sell it. And I said, really, should I? So that's when I became an artist. And I started doing digital photo collage. And I create these pieces using my own photography. And I print them out in different ways, sometimes on canvas, on paper, on metal. And I sell them in galleries and at art festivals. Here's another one. This is pyramids. You can see there's a little fish here. All of my artwork has hidden meanings and little treasures to find. Here's an example of the photos that were used to create the one you just saw. There's a fish, there's waves, there's underwater and buildings. And how I do it is I create a drawing like this. And as you can see, there's shapes and spaces. And I take those photos and I superimpose them in Photoshop into these spaces. And this is what happens. So that's kind of my technique. It's something I taught myself, and nobody else that I know of really does this. Here are some more drawings from this series of pyramids, and here are the pieces that came out of those drawings. So you can see how they translate. There's lots and lots of different photos that go into these. There's some fish in this one. There's a turtle in this one. There's more fish down in here in this one. And I love to hide little creatures in them. Here's a piece that I did. I don't know if y'all have ever been to Enchanted Rock. This is, these are photographs from Enchanted Rock. You can see there's little people up here on the ridge, hikers. So I also like to hide. I also like to show little people or little treasures you can find while you're looking at my work. Here's another one. See the fish down here, daisies, waterfalls from McKinney Falls State Park. If you've ever been there, it's a really pretty place. Here's another piece. There's a hummingbird right up here, and cactus and a water lily. Another one. Let's see. Sometimes I can't even remember what I hide in them. So I think this one has a little bird over here. Oh, there he is right here. There's a little bird right there. And here's another one. This one has a little bird sitting right up here on this rail, and there's little flowers and bubbles floating around. These photos were taken on a trip to Chicago with Mrs. Gladen. She was with me when I took the photos. Oh, I went the wrong way. Here's another piece that I did from photos from Alaska. You can see there's a whale right here. That was pretty fun, seeing a whale. Here's another one. These are photos from a mission in San Antonio. Beautiful, beautiful historical place. Here is a piece with butterflies. See, these are called paper kites. And there's a butterfly right there. And this piece was inspired by a trip to Spain. And these photos were taken in Madrid, also with Mrs. Gladen. So you can ask her about that. I bet you recognize these monarch butterflies. Pretty cool. Remember this one because I'm going to show you something in a minute that's going to be pretty cool. And a lot of times I frame my pictures with very special framing. So this one has metal and plexiglass on it, and these hang in galleries and I sell them. So here's a really cool thing. At the Austin airport, did I mention I live in Austin? There is these gate markers, and they have my videos on them. And you say, videos? What does she mean by that? Well, I will show you. So let me pull that up. Y'all ready for this? Here we go. Come on. Well, dang it. Maybe videos don't work when you're recording. There we go. Sorry about that. See the fish? That's pretty neat, huh? So what I do is I take my artwork and I add video in Photoshop. So now I'm going to show you this one. Let's see if this one's going. Oh, there it goes now. Remember the one we saw a minute ago with the butterflies, and I told you to hold on, here they come? Well, here they are. So I went out in my backyard and I recorded on my camera this butterfly, and then I took the video and I put it in over top of my image, and here it is in real life, moving. And then I went to an aquarium and I got fish for this one, and it was pretty cool. So I want to thank y'all for letting me be here today. Again, my name is Leslie Kell, and I hope that if you want to be an artist or live in a creative life, I hope you go for it. The trick is never stop. Just keep going and keep dreaming, because you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. I promise you. Okay, y'all take care. Thank you. Bye.